Good afternoon. Hope you're having a great day. I'm not sure if you guys are following the news, but something really frightening happened this week. Rutgers University gave out a statement condemning anti-Semitism, the rise of anti-Semitism in America in general, and things that happened at the university. And then the president at Rutgers had to apologize. He apologized that he condemned anti-Semitism in America without showing support for the Palestinian cause. Shocking. I don't know if you witnessed, but in the last round of anti-Semitism that's been going around with an 80% or some say a 200% increase of anti-Semitism, many of the people on the progressive left have been condemning anti-Semitism and Islamophobia and racism. They've condemning anti-Semitism, but they also want to say what they feel about something else. And one of the most dangerous things about condemning anti-Semitism is when you equivocate it. When you condemn hate, when you condemn anti-Semitism, it has to be unequivocated. The same way if you condemned racism or anti-Asian, you never saw someone saying we're condemning anti-Asian, but you should know the virus came from there. Or but you should know that China is communist. Or someone condemning racism, but you should know that there's a lot of I don't know what. Shocking. That the president of a university has to apologize for condemning anti-Semitism because he didn't also show support for the Palestinian cause? What's the connection? He didn't show support for the Israeli cause either. And when you support a free country, even if you do, does that mean you automatically have to equivocate it? It's been one of the most dangerous things that's been going on. And we see a source for this in this week's Torah portion. In this week's Torah portion, we read the story of the spies. History repeats itself. God sends the spies to check out the land of Israel and to tell the Jewish people what the best way to conquer the land is and how good it is. And the spies come back and they first start off good. They say the land is beautiful, there's luscious fruit and so on and so forth. But then they say, but the people are strong, the cities are fortified, it's a land that consumes its inhabitants, etc., etc. First, they tell us a lot of good things, but then they say, but. And the word they use in Hebrew for but is the word ephes. Ephes means but. Ephes ki azam, but ephes can also mean zero, the number zero. And the reason why we use the word ephes to describe the spies' equivocation and but when it came to the land of Israel was because we want to tell you that the moment the spies said but, everything they said before was a zero. All the good they said, all the positive things they said about the land of Israel, the moment they said but, they lost it all. It was like zero. And the same is true about anti-Semitism. If you're not able to condemn anti-Semitism without any conditions, without any explanations, the moment you say but, it's ephes. It's zero. Everything becomes naught. Everything becomes for nothing. It's a strong message. You know, in the Aleinu prayers, we say Aleinu l'shabeach. We speak about God. We say, God is great. Ephes zulato. There we use the word nothing, but we use it in a positive way. There's nothing but God. When you have God in your life and you fear the truth, then you would never equivocate anti-Semitism. You would never equivocate God's words when he tells the Jewish people to go to the land of Israel and tell them the land is good, but you know, that's not a good thing, because then the ephes becomes nothing. You know the old story they said about the teacher that was an atheist and was arguing with the kid if there's a God in the world, if there's no God in the world, and the teacher says to the kid, look, you prove me, you see God? Is God here? If God's not here, there's no God. So this kid gets up and the kid says, anyone see the teacher's brains? They say, no. He says, that means the teacher has no brains. The moment there's nothing, the moment the FS, the but, becomes an equivocation, then you're left with nothing. I think it's something important that we need to fight about, and we need to be clear about, that at any moment we equivocate hate of any kind, or excuse it in any way, or explain it, not only is it like we didn't say anything, but it's even worse. And the example is the president of Rutgers University. Yes, he said nothing, but he said worse than nothing. Because the moment he condemned anti-Semitism and then he apologized for not standing up for the Palestinian cause, it's worse than if he would never have said anything. May Hashem bless us to eradicate anti-Semitism and make it FS, make it nothing. But until that moment, when we can't eradicate anti-Semitism, which has been the longest hatred in the world, we must condemn it unequivocally, and that's what we must tell our leaders. If it's Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders, you can't say, I condemn anti-Semitism, but, or and. There's no but and and, period. It has to be, I condemn anti-Semitism, full stop, period. And that's the only way, together as a community, we will stand up and eradicate all hate against all of God's creations. God bless you, and have a good day.